Welcome everyone to episode 219 of the HurricaneKaz podcast. I'm your host, Caleb Peng. I'm joined with wait, hold on. Was that 4 fingers on your left hand? It looked like 3. Oh, okay, no. I was mistaken. Anyway, I'm joined with HurricaneKaz, stepping in for PP Josh, and Twastell. Not stepping in, but you're taking his role as well. So
just the numbers, which I'm very bad at. So
the man's he's on his hunt for a suitcase still in his dreams right now. So
it's true. Maybe he heard that where his suitcase was being held captive, and he is racing to get it right now. I hope so. I really hope so.
In all likelihood, probably not, because it's like 5 a.m. his time, and he probably just overslept because Qantas ain't even up at that hours. But
Steve's missing like his suitcase.
Yeah.
Qantas lost him too.
Yeah, in the jet lag. Anyway, it's fine. I mean, we always record super early, so anytime Steve oversleeps, like it's like the most reasonable person to oversleep. Me and Tristan's a little bit questionable, and Kaz oversleeps. That's kind of wild. But you might be taking a nap or something.
If I ever am oversleeping, be concerned.
I mean, she's probably sick or something and shouldn't be recording anyways.
I'm dying.
All right, well, let's get into it because we have a lot to talk about, and the new season is upon us.
I think you said upon first.
Yeah. Wait, what's the right word?
Upon. No G at the end.
Dude, it's like one of those words where, like, when you say it more and more, it sounds weirder and weirder.
Oh no, not this again! It's
We're episode. Not. No, stop.
I think it was like among or among
Tristan?
or something. And
I will never like not start noticing anytime someone says "join by" at this point, because every time I listen, I was like, oh, okay, I guess people do say it.
Every time you do an intro, there's always some new word or part of it.
219 episodes in, man. Dude, old man Caleb's gonna fumble some stuff, right? Well, let's get into the events.
Caleb just starts forgetting how the English language works.
yeah.
He's known his whole life, but
I've been talking way too much. It's time for me to go backstage and do behind the scenes stuff. Anyway, we have ourselves events. This is kind of a neat one. Enjoy trade bonuses every Sunday through Tales of Transformation, starting on the 7th, which is coming up in a couple days, until November 30th. 2025. You get a pile of trade bonuses, including 1 additional special trade, increased chance of lucky trade for any trade, minus 10% Stardust cost for trades, earn 2 Candy XLs for trades. Again, this is kind of a neat event, and props to Scopely for it, because it's like nothing crazy, but it's a nice way to get people to build like a weekly routine and go out there and hang out with people. Like, this is good, right? Like, I think like, I've shared my opinions on this plenty of times in the past, but like, I think like getting rid of like, or putting a remote raid limit, increase the remote raid pass costs. It's just like, that's like I don't like punitive ways to get people to go and play a game you want them to play it as, right? Like, you should encourage people to go out there, but you shouldn't take something away that they already enjoy to force them. Like, give them the carrot, not the stick, And this is a fantastic carrot from Scopely.
Yeah. Well, I also just like you were saying, kind of a weekly routine of doing things that we kind of should be doing in the game, Like, I actually have an alarm set on my phone to remind me every Monday to like go through and mega evolve all my Pokemon just to increase their mega level because I'm so bad at it.
Yeah. That's smart.
So this is like another nice way of like not only encouraging community, but just encouraging like, hey, come play the game. There on these days you can catch up if you haven't been playing, by trading with other people, which is really nice.
Yeah, and that the 2 trade XLs is like extra nice too. Oh, because like if you're trying to get XL to build, whatever Pokemon, that helps you get through that way quicker.
Yeah, that's good for both like new players, returning players, and players who have never stopped playing. Like, that's just good for everybody.
That's right. That's right. I think the only downside, which is like not too bad of a downside, but the only downside is the increased lucky trade chance. Because let's say if you're like, oh, I want to swap a bunch of Galarian Corso with someone, let's do it on trade Sunday, and then like half of them go lucky. Oh, that's a little unfortunate.
Right, but it's
You get two candy XLs from the trade, so you do need XL candies for Corso.
Yeah, it's definitely it's hard to balance because the majority of the player base only sees increased lucky chances as a plus. But obviously, us PvPers, it's like a double-edged sword because there's certain Pokemon you do want lucky and certain Pokemon you don't want lucky. But I understand why they made that bonus because the bulk of the player base is just going to see that as an extra win on top of everything else.
I don't know if they'll ever do this, but something that came across my mind is if you have a toggle option to turn off lucky trades, like be like these batches, like as long as both players agree. But it's like I don't know if they'll ever go down that route.
Yeah, I don't really see, because it's like it's such a niche thing to sit there and do a bunch of trades of like, or well, like I should say swaps of something similar to Galarian Corsola, where you're looking for stats that are not ideal on purpose.
Yeah, I mean,
it's kind of a rare thing, so I don't think there's a huge need for and luckies. I mean, it's only an increased chance, and that chance I feel like was already really low. So
well, report back after your first Sunday, okay. Where you trade low level or a PvP relevant Pokemon, see what happens. But
yeah,
I was gonna say, yeah, I've always like wished there would be some sort of like adjustability, but I just don't see that happening. Like I would love to see, like for example, I think the biggest complaint among PvPers is like when there's like a community day or some sort of like meta relevant event spawn and they get weather boost the whole time. Yeah. Like I know that PvPers would love to be able to like turn off the weather boost, like you know what I mean? Or like it would be really nice to be able to like from best friend trades like customize the floor, like the IV floor, because like that's something I find frustrating. Is like you get all these PvP Pokemon and like stuff like Corsola or anything that's like raid or egg or research locked, and you have to like hoard up a bunch of them, and then you also have to find someone who's a low friend to trade them with, which is difficult because usually most of the people you see most frequently are high friendship levels because you're encouraged to build up friendship, get lucky friends, you're encouraged to do things like party play or raid together, any of these other features, right? So you're building up friendships with probably most of the people you see most often. So you need to find someone that's a low friend and then hope that person is saving the same things that you are and also hasn't already traded them with someone else. Like it's just a frustrating system. So like I would also love to see a way to like change the IV floor on trades, but I just don't think it's realistic as nice as it would be.
I have two thoughts on that. One, I think it could be like the bottle cap, where the hyper training, where you could customize IVs. Like, I don't know for certain, but I feel like that was made for PvPers. Because why would people that PvE want to have like a hundo of something, right? Or like, because it's not like you could reduce IV. So like, I know there's collectors that collect 0%, but like that's not an option for hyper training anyway. And like, so obviously, like the thought should be that they should also be all be hundos. But the fact that you could customize them to as detailed IV spreads as possible, assuming that you can't power down anything, but you can only power up stuff to specifically what you want. I think that was made with PvP players in mind, which I appreciate, right? So well done, Scope.
Yeah,
that was the intention. And so in a way, you could also have it so that when you do trades with best friends, you could have it so it'd be like it could go up to a floor of like whatever it is, like 555 or something, right? Or 444. But you could also adjust it down if you're best friends with them. Obviously, if you're like good friends, you can't go past like a certain threshold. You could go back down to 0, I guess, but you can't go past too much. And that's the benefit of being best friends. You could adjust it and go higher for if you want the 100%. Now, at the same time, I think that might also not happen because in a way, unintentionally, this is also a way for the game to get people to go out and meet new people and stuff rather than just like be at home. Like the Sunday trade bonus would not really get as much attention if, let's say, you have someone else in your household, a sibling, a friend, whatever, a kid, a significant other that plays a game. You'll just trade with each other. You could like assume unless like one of you doesn't have enough coursel and stuff. If you both hatch a lot, you'll just trade with each other. You'll never trade with other people. You never go out and meet other people and stuff like that. So I think unintentionally, in a way, the hunt for better like PvP IVs does force people to engage with people they don't usually engage with in the game, and unironically, it actually goes towards like Scopely's mission for the game, even if there wasn't their original.
I mean, the funny thing though is that might be the case for PvPers, but for everyone else, that's not the case. Like, if you're just like PvE focused, like a raider, then you can totally just like trade with your, brother, sister, significant other, kids, or whoever you live with that also plays.
Well, yeah, but that's kind of just part of it, right? I mean, that like they can't change that aspect unless they get rid of trading with best friends all together. I think the other benefit with them, at least, is that they have to go out and like do lucky trades. Like you can't do someone else's lucky trade with your friend if they're not your lucky friend, right? So, but I do think in a way, PvPers probably end up doing trades with strangers more often than just PvE players because of that.
Oh yeah, I mean, whenever I'm out in the local community, whether that's for, a live event like the GoFest Max Finale or, a tournament or something like that, or whether it's just like the raid hour or something, I'm usually always the person that's like, hey, I don't know you. Let's trade something. Yeah. I think out of all the things that you kind of talked about as a possibility, that honestly, them adding a toggle button for lucky or no luckies is probably the one thing that they might add in the future. Like, I think that anything to do with IVs, they're going to leave to like the bottle cap system that they've already sort of showcased with the gold. And I do think that we will get other forms of bottle caps in the future. I don't know when, but I just think like the gold and the fact that you could do all of them or some of them and that you only get one just leads me to think that that was their sort of testing of how much interest there really was. And that we might get something like the silver regular bottle caps, whatever they're called in the main series game.
Yeah, or bronze.
Yeah, at some point in the future, so that, niche players can continue being their best niche selves.
I feel like silver would just be, you could adjust like 2 different stats, and bronze would just be 1 stat if they really want to tease it out that way. But
are those things in the main series games, or
I have no idea. I'm just making up stuff.
I thought in the main series games there was 2. There was like just the regular and then the gold, but I don't know that for sure because I don't play enough of the main series games.
Caleb's just out here making up new ball caps for the.
Hey, I'm just speculating.
Scopely, here's my free ideas.
A golden bottle cap doesn't work the same way in the main series game, I think, either. So we're all making stuff up, right? Let's not act like it's me. Anyway, we spent way too much time on this
all
topic.
I'm saying is we either need to be able to bottle cap shadows, or they need to give us a new shadow bottle cap.
Maybe it does seem really surprising to me, even as a person who doesn't personally use shadows, and thinks that no one else should either. It does surprise me that they put shadows off limits for that, since it's so prevalent in the competitive circuit. It just seems like kind of a wild choice.
Yeah.
I just want to ball cap my Shadow Giratina. Scopely, please. If you're listening.
Yeah, you're. I don't know. I don't think you're screaming into void, but you might not hear anything back. Is all I'm saying. All right, let's talk about the next events. We got the Pokemon Concierge Celebration events. Okay, we'll break it down because you seem excited about it. I don't know what this is.
There's a bird. It's about a bird. Come on.
Well, first of all, it features Psyduck, so you should have seen this coming. Second of all, I do love the Concierge series on Netflix. It is so cute, and it's so any of the sort of it's not like, I wouldn't say it's claymation because they're all kind of felted looking, but the animation style is like, very claymation based. It's physical, the very tactile. So I really love it. It's super cute. If you have Netflix, please watch it when it comes out tomorrow as of recording today on the 3rd, it comes out tomorrow on Netflix on the 4th.
Yeah, it's already come out by the time you hear this episode.
Probably, yeah. Pokemon Concierge takes place at the Pokemon Resort on a tropical island, following new concierge Haru as she grows through interactions with the Pokemon guests. New episodes launch on September 4th, only on Netflix. So the Concierge Celebration event is coming to Pokemon Go Tuesday, September 9th at 10 a.m. local time to Sunday, September 14th, 8 p.m. at local time. New Pokemon debuts. There is a costumed Psyduck, everybody. Bird alert. And so it's wearing a little like floaty around its waist. It's a really good costume, honestly.
Yes, definitely.
So Wild Encounters.
Wait.
that Psyduck with the floaty ring.
Why does Psyduck need a floaty? Doesn't this guy know how to swim?
Because he's at a resort. So if you don't want to like
I guess
actually
so.
swim,
Also,
Just like imagine like Michael Phelps at a resort with a floaty. Like the man can swim.
But also,
he can do whatever he wants, Caleb.
But also, we haven't seen the new show. Maybe there's a Psyduck that can't swim that needs a floaty. I don't know.
Well,
that could be part of the storyline.
The first set of
probably
episodes,
isn't, but okay.
First set of episodes, I will say, it does feature like Haru, the concierge. She's new. She's not really worked with Pokemon very heavily before, and she befriends this Psyduck who's like super shy. So, and he has a lot of, issues blending in or fitting in with the other Pokemon even. So, it's about the two of them learning and growing together, and it's so sweet. So yeah, maybe he does need a floaty, Caleb. Don't shame him. And that Psyduck
shame how I want to shame.
will be in the wild along with Celio and more. If you're lucky, you might encounter a Shinx. Yeah.
The whole and more just frustrates me.
Well, yeah, they were like, well, if you guys don't like hearing about all of our, spawns that disappoint you, then we're not even going to share the whole list.
We're just going to surprise you with disappointing spawns instead.
Yeah, but Shinx, Psyduck, and the Celio, they are like heavily featured characters in the trailer for the new season, so that makes sense that those three at least are named and featured. Event bonuses, 2 times candy for catching Pokemon. Your buddy Pokemon will bring you items more often. Increased encounter chance with shiny Psyduck with a swim ring, which I must have, absolutely. And Psyduck with a swim ring caught from a wild encounter may have an event-themed special background.
What if you don't get the shiny Psyduck with the swim ring?
I need the shiny Psyduck with the swim ring with the background.
How motivated? How much motivation do you want, Kaz? Because I got something to motivate you to get it.
No, I'm not making any more bets with you. There are no more peppers. I just want to have a chill Psyduck hunting event.
I don't think it'll be chill if you don't get the shiny Psyduck. I think you'd be frantic. No,
I will be fine with a regular. I just really want the shiny.
I was gonna say, if you don't get the shiny Psyduck, you have to transfer all the regular ones with the swim ring.
No, absolutely, I will not.
Feast or famine, that's my thought.
The following Pokemon will appear in raids. 1-star raids have Pikachu, Magikarp, Shinx. 3-star raids have Arcanine, Dragonite, and Luxray.
Dude, they missed out on such a good opportunity. They could just put Psyduck with the swim ring in the 1-star raids.
They're like, you can have it in wild or in raids, not both.
But that would be so much free money for them. I don't understand. Who's going to be raiding? Who's going to be waiting for regular? Is this regular Pikachu? Who's going to raid for a regular Pikachu or Magikarp at this point, or even Shinx?
It does not mention any kind of costume for Pikachu. So yeah, that's a regular naked Pikachu they are offering in 1-star raids.
Hey, look, Pikachu in a birthday suit's fine, but I don't think people are going to raid as much as Psyduck with the swim ring.
Yeah, field research, timed research, and of course a paid timed research ticket are all going to be available. There is also new avatar items, a nice tropical shirt, as well as stickers that are actually based on those, felt animated characters that I mentioned before. There's also a web store box, so all the usual things to go with special events. Again, the series is great, so it's nice to have a little bonus in Go for that as well. Yeah.
All right.
I'm a big fan of the costume, and that's sort of the bulk of the event, it seems like.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently. Okay, well, speaking about water types, we got Mega Sharpedo Raid Day coming up. It'd be funny if this was like overlapping that same event, because then the Psyduck's
It
got it. Oh, it is?
It's the Sunday before the event starts.
Imagine you're a little Psyduck with a swim ring on the beach, and a Mega Sharpedo comes up to you. Better watch out.
What if they put Mega Sharpedo in a swim floaty?
That would be something else.
Oh, that would be something else, but not a Psyduck? How come Psyduck can wear a swim ring, but Mega Sharpedo can't, huh? They both should be able to swim.
when you try to Mega Evolve the Blastoise wearing the sunglasses just like fly right off.
Yeah. Wait, do they actually fly off in the animation?
No, they just no, because it gets covered up by the Mega energy, and then when it appears again, there's just no glasses.
I really wish they made it so that the Megas do have those variants. I know it's a little bit more character design for the artists and stuff, but like I feel like that would encourage people to do these even more,
Yeah, but that stuff is so fun. Like I love, when the costumes are particularly silly. Like when we finally
unite.
Yeah. Or like when we finally got to evolve the
Toxicroak?
The Bulbasaur. Well, Toxicroak's a good one too. But the Bulbasaur with the party hat, when you evolve it, the Ivysaur is like wearing it on its little one ear off to the side. It's just so cute. And the Toxicroak the Croagunk when it evolves, like the horn just like shoots through the hat.
Yeah.
So good. Like stuff like that is so amazingly fun. I just love it when it's a little extra silly.
Exactly.
Anyway, Mega Sharpedo.
Mega Sharpedo. Sunday, September 7th, upcoming weekend, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. They make his debut. Standard event bonuses, 5, raid passes, all that stuff. Like increase limited remote rates to 20, and just take it, all that stuff. Nothing too crazy, but just something to look into. It's water and dark type for the Mega version too?
Yeah, so I think it's kind of just like a bad Mega Gyarados.
Yeah, poor man's Gyarados.
Yeah.
It's mostly like just nice if you're like trying to complete your Mega Dex, or I guess if you want like another water or dark type for your rotation, but like as far as like actual like Mega Master League, or as far as like raids and stuff, like Mega Gyarados is just gonna be.
It sucks for the Mega Sharpedo. Guys like, bro, how am I supposed to compete against a mythological being? I'm just a shark. I've done as much as I could, but
and there's no special move or anything. At least with Gyarados, it's had a community day, so it had kind of a special move to go along with it. But this one is just like, it's here.
Yeah.
I did exactly 0 Mega Gyarados raids.
Dude, I honestly forgot about it.
But the only thing was apparently you were able to actually evolve Magikarp into Gyarados to get Aqua Tail.
I did forget about that too.
So I did evolve one new one, but
because it's going to be meta defining in Tales of Transformation, right?
It might be.
No, I don't buy it.
Mega Master League.
This is like the Dusknoir of the season. It looks good on paper, but I don't think.
Hey man, Dusknoir got faced at Worlds.
Dude, I know it don't matter though. I'm still not convinced that thing was good. It was just loud just as good, But anyway, all right. Let's time incubator. Oh, this is a new event. So it's called. They're just introducing a time incubator into the Go Pass Deluxe on September. So there's obviously the free Go Pass, but then if you want the deluxe one, you do have to buy it. There's stuff about like daily points, whatever. You could all figure that out.
Does this take the place of the Lucky Trinket?
So yes and no. There's no Lucky Trinket anymore, but it's not in the same place as my understanding. Like I think you get it earlier to make it like
the time incubator.
Yeah, because I think the point is they wanted to make it like more appealing. So like if you had to wait till like rank 100 on the pass, like it's not as worth it to get it. But I think you can get it a lot earlier. Let me look.
Okay, so it is an unlimited use.
I literally finished the August pass the last day it was available.
Yeah. Oh, I still need to claim those rewards because we still have like 1 day left to claim it. But anyway.
So it's rank 20. You get the timed incubator on the premium or deluxe side.
Makes sense.
For those that are listening, what the heck is a timed incubator? Well, this is a new item that's an additional unlimited use incubator for hatching eggs as you explore. It's not permanent though. It is unlimited until 1 week after the current Go Pass ends. So you can use it for like essentially probably a month, right? Depending on how soon you hit the rank 20. And it's not permanent. It's just unlimited for the duration of this pass and 1 week after.
And it's not like a super incubator that shortens the length of time for the egg. It's just an additional infinite incubator. Yeah. Quote unquote.
Limited infinite incubator.
It's an infinite timed incubator, basically.
Yeah.
Like infinite uses, but has an expiration date.
Could be good, I guess, if you're a big hatcher.
You guys have got to get better at naming these things.
I mean,
timed incubator is a weird name, but so, I don't know.
My take on it is like, it's a cool idea in theory, but I feel like the current egg pools are pretty lackluster. So like,
hey, speak of yourself. I need to hatch some Galarian Corsola. So.
Well, you better stop incubating all your 12Ks then,
dude. My game also glitched too. If you saw my screenshot, it was 11 eggs. So what happened is I did drop my star piece properly on the GBL rotation, but then like I was 2 kilometers away when I was going back from groceries, and I just wasn't sure if I was going to hatch the eggs by the time I get home from groceries. I was going to like check maybe if I was like stopped at like a red light or something, but I forgot, and I didn't really have the game open. So the moment I open up my game when I get home, I had 12 kilometer eggs incubated, 11 hatched because one of them was glitched out and just didn't incubate, even though it showed that all of them were incubated for like the entire like week. I also threw them into the egg incubator before Rookie Community Day, so they were 12 kilometers hatched rather than a fourth of the distance I could have gotten. So there's a lot of struggle, but anyway, I did hatch those, and now I am hatching 7 kilometer eggs for Galarian Corsola.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you gotta stop these 12Ks. You're never gonna find Corsolas in there.
Yeah. Well, again, it's taking me so long to hatch these 12Ks that they were incubated long before the season even started this season. But now I have 7 kilometer eggs incubated. So, but yeah, if you're not a big hatcher, it's probably not worth. But if you hatch a lot, then maybe. But
I kind of looked through like at least the current egg pools, and besides, like Caleb said, Galarian Corsola is in the 7Ks, but besides that, most of the egg pools don't seem very good right now. Let me just do another quick scan on Leak Deck real fast.
Yeah,
like the 2Ks, the 5Ks, and even the 10K. I mean, the 10Ks at least have Tinkatink, but like besides that, not the most exciting either. And then the 7Ks is mostly just for the Galarian Corsola. So I guess there's like 2 good hatches, and they're in different egg rarities anyways. So yeah, I don't know. I'm probably gonna skip it at least this time. If the egg pools were a little bit better, maybe I would consider it, because like being able to power through an extra egg like at all times would be kind of nice, but the eggs just have to be actually good enough for that to be worth it.
Yeah, I walk a lot, but I usually cannot be bothered to spend the money to buy a bunch of extra incubators. So I'm with you, Tristen. Having an extra one would be nice, but I will inch my way with
I think
infinite incubator.
I think it just depends on, I haven't looked at what all the other like deluxe rewards are. Because like sometimes there's some nice encounters. Like I know the August one, there was like a Drampa in there, which like Drampa is normally hard to get for Great League. So having the Drampa in the encounters, and I think like a Historian Samurott as well, was like kind of appealing. So like that would be the only deciding factor for me to maybe get the deluxe, but so far I'm not seeing anything too good in there this time around.
Yeah. Anyway, okay, so that's pretty much that for that event. We have ourselves another Rocket event coming up. It's a Psychic Spectacular Takeover.
So let me get this straight. We don't have an actual announcement for the Psychic Spectacular event, but we have an announcement for the Taken Over portion.
We do. It's all like combined in one.
Okay.
Yeah. This is kind of coming kind of early in the season, because we usually have one of these per season, but we just had the last one like right around Worlds or during Worlds.
Yeah.
So this is like only like 1 month later. But I'm sure for those,
I'm a fan of, because especially when there's a big move update, I think having it early in the season is good, because people might have a bunch of shadows that weren't relevant before that are now relevant, that they haven't teamed off frustration. Obviously, my advice is always to just make sure you have one of everything just to be safe. But like, I think having that ability to TM frustration sooner on is a huge plus, because some people might just have missed something or didn't have enough charge TMs or whatever. Just like adding that little bit of extra accessibility so people can use those shadows sooner on.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, so bunch of, I think, random encounters, stuff like that. One have hatch egg distance, a bunch of other things, more Lunatone, Soul Rock appear in the wild. Shout out to Tom Cruise.
This event takes place from Tuesday, September 16th at 10 a.m. until Sunday, September 21st at 8 p.m.
Tuesday to Sunday, so that's a pretty good length, actually. Which is nice, because some of the rocket events are just really short, which is frustrating. So I appreciate that. This one and the last one have been on the longer side, so there's more time to hunt those shadows that you want.
Yeah. Okay. And
the new Pokemon.
Yes, there are. You mean like new Shadow Pokemon, or just like
new Pokemon release?
A new Pokemon release.
Yeah,
the emotion Pokemon, indeedy.
Yeah, one looks pleasant in this picture. The other one looks angry as. Really
what is
angry.
the difference between the two forms?
I think one's male and female. I think.
Oh, okay. So it's kind of like Meowstic.
Yeah.
Yeah, but why do the men look so angry?
Are you not angry all the time?
Me? Yeah, you're right. Okay.
Yeah, and I think sort of like the Meowstic, or maybe it's like Oinkologne. I think it's like a mix of Meowstic and Oinkologne. I think the two forms have different stats and possibly even different moves. Obviously, I don't think it's not released yet, so we don't know the moves for Go, but I think at least in the main series games, there is some differences in what actual moves they can learn.
Yeah.
Actually, now that I'm like looking at it, it's like if it's the male is the one with like the horns that are up, right? That one just looks sort of indifferent. Like I am just here. I'm just the other one actually looks like pleasant, like or pleased, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. I don't think there's much PvP relevance to them, right?
No, they're hot garbage, as one might say.
Yeah, we do have new. You did mention the new Shadow Pokemon though that will be available.
They're
not super relevant, but except for maybe the.
Wait, a lot of them are relevant. What do you mean?
So we got Shadow Quillfish, Swablu, Baltoy, and Dino, which honestly I kind of agree with Tristen. A lot of them are pretty relevant.
So
y'all were just gonna skip over them, so I was like, well, if Professor Tristen doesn't say so.
Hey, I wasn't gonna say I wasn't giving nothing, but go ahead, Tristen. What were you gonna say?
Yeah, so I saw someone was like doing some Matrix Sim, and it looks like Shadow Quillfish. I don't remember the actual matchups, but it looked like it picked up some interesting matchups over the regular. Obviously some trade-offs, but I think more wins than losses. So the Shadow Quillfish seems like it could be pretty fun. And like the Poison Sting Aqua Tail is just so spammy. So getting that little bit of extra oomph on the Aqua Tail would be nice. And then Shadow Swablu for Shadow Altaria is going to be pretty crazy, I think. I think, again, it's going to be like a bit of a side grade situation to the non-Shadow, but I think it's going to be quite relevant, especially how good Altaria is looking like it might be this season.
Yeah. Is this happening? Oh, it's happening right before like Pittsburgh that week, right? Leading up to it and during it. So
these new Shadows won't actually be available at Pittsburgh.
Caleb's just relieved he doesn't have to deal with no Shadow Claydol mud slapping down his Bastiodon.
I ain't worried about none of that, all right? I ain't worried about none of that. We're going to be all right. But just in case it is busted, we don't have to worry about it. Hey, this is actually really interesting, though. Relating to Altaria, something I noticed is that obviously Altaria vs. Bastion never been a favorable matchup for Altaria. But two things. One, the flamethrower coverage actually is like decent. All right, having played that matchup yesterday, and like if I'm trying to smack it all the way down, I'm almost taken out by the Altaria. Two, so I think the old Dragon Breath did like 1 damage per Dragon Breath into Bastion because of how high defense is and it was resisting it. So the nerf to the Dragon Breath damage, but increase in energy, it actually makes the Altaria versus Bastion matchup a lot better because you're still doing only 1 damage, but you're generating more energy for a coverage move you used to not have. So the Altaria versus Bastion matchup is actually not as one-sided as it used to be. That's what I learned yesterday, at least. But I mean, it's still a great matchup for Bastion. Let's not get mistaken. But it's not nearly as RPS of a win by any means. And also Corviknight too. Corviknight actually can beat Bastion, unlike Skarmory versus Bastion. So there's.
And you know what else beats Bastion? Togekiss.
It's true.
Does it?
Yeah.
But I can shield through it. No.
I mean, you can win the 2 shield, but do you really want to double shield your Bastion against a flying type?
Heck yeah, man. If I'm running Bastion, this is alignment dependent. What you mean, Tristen? When you're stuck Togekiss into my Bastion and I'm shielding, you know you're in trouble in the back end, right? You know there's a Altaria waiting for your Gastrodon, you know, like but I mean, I will say, like, yeah, that does provide a lot more coverage too, and it's not as good of a time for Bastion as I thought it would be. There's a lot of things with ores here, actually, but we'll talk more about that when we get to GBL section.
And our last Shadow, the Dino, I think of the 4 is probably the least impactful, but like Shadow's Wireless could still be interested in probably some limited metas, and I think Shadow Hydreigon has a little bit of play in maybe Ultra League and Master League potentially, maybe like Master League Premier. But I think the other 3, the Quillfish, the Swablu, and the Baltoy in particular, look very interesting.
Yeah.
And then we have one other Shadow that's not really worth talking about, which is it's in here somewhere, right?
I thought you're talking about the legendary?
Yeah. Why can I not find it here?
It's Tornadus, right?
I think you're
right. Yes, Shadow Tornadus. So honestly, if you have what do you call it? Radar that you need to finish for Giratina, just like better start finishing it. I actually have one that I've never claimed because this one's kind of a pain. It's the one from Striking Shadow, whatever that one is. But I had to win 5 Shadow Raids to get past the 4th page.
Oh.
What am I going to do? 5 Shadow Raids? Like
you should find some like 1-star Shadow Raids or something. I don't know.
I literally just finished that at NAIC. I was walking around with Jingles, and he was just like, "Hey, do you want to do this Regice?" And I was like, "No," and he was like, "Yeah, but you need to, don't you?" And I was like, "Dang it!"
Yep.
Hey, Caleb. Oh, I guess you weren't that far along. I was going to say there was all those Shadow Kyogre raids at Worlds.
Yeah, I wasn't far enough on that yet. Yeah, I think I had to I like hatch some eggs or do something. I had to do something that took a little time. But
also,
I just didn't realize this would be the next step either. Otherwise, I probably would have prioritized it. But yeah.
Also, here's an interesting thing though. But yeah, the Shadow Tornadus is definitely skippable. I'm definitely going to just be banking that research to have another radar for something else. But I think this is the first time ever there's a paid timed research for $4.99, and the rewards include 1 Super Rocket Radar.
That's actually not bad. Wait, but you have to spend on Tornadus.
No, you can just keep it in your bag.
Oh yeah, you're right. You could keep it in your bag, huh? It's not the quest thing. Yeah, you're right. Huh. Okay.
I mean, I guess it depends on all
right. Sorry for the technical difficulty, but for once in a few weeks, it's actually not Kaz. I will say though, last week though, it was me where I had the kernel crash. I'm like,
your computer went absolutely insane,
footage, which was much worse than whatever.
Hey, I couldn't let you guys have all the fun.
Dude, for real, for real.
Tristan started feeling really left out about it, actually.
Hey, okay, take a guess though. Out of curiosity, if there's a quest that says Mega Evolve a Pokemon, do you think that if you Primal Evolve like a Kyogre, it would count or no?
I want to say no.
Say no?
I feel like that's like a strong 50-50, but I'm going to lead towards yes.
You're correct. It does actually work, yeah, because I had a quest and I've evolved a Kyogre Primal Evolution, whatever.
We all just make up the rules around here.
See what I mean? Scopely, you got a lot of power. You can just do whatever you want, you know?
It's funny because some things like that are like very like generous in terms of the definition, but other things are very literal. Like there's
like the shiny rate thing for the Eternal Max ticket.
Not even that, but like I was thinking of like the tasks that are like use a raspberry 10 times, and it's like you can't. Golden Raz doesn't count, even though that is a raspberry.
That's a good point.
Or ones that are like use pineapple berries, and I don't think silver pineapples work either. So like those ones are like very like literal, but then apparently Mega Evolve includes Primal, so it's just interesting.
See, making up the rules.
What if it's a disconnect between like the dev and like the artist, right? Or like the person that draws out, like I don't know how if there's like two separate roles or it's just one person. But what if one person's like it's like the dev, right? And they're like, yeah, I want to specify it's just raspberry, not golden raz. So obviously the artist or the writer of the the quest would just write raspberry, right? I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. But then what if the dev was like, yeah, I mean, this will be for megas, primals, and what's the other one? It's just megas and primals. Is there another type of evolution? But and then the artist was like, I don't really feel like writing primal. Let's just throw mega evolution. Like it's all the same, right? What if it's like a disconnect between those two people?
Anyway, talking about the super rocket radar and the paid research, and like. At first, I was going to be worried, like, oh, well, what if it makes you use it? But the thing is, like, you would have to be awarded the Super Rocket Radar to be able to use it anyways. And, like, worst case, there's an extra step on the research that you just don't complete and claim that reward, and you just bank the radar. So, like, you should be able to bank the radar regardless, which is pretty cool. It's just unfortunate that this is happening the rotation after Shadow Giratina. Because I know a lot of PvPers that would have happily paid for a ticket to get an extra Shadow Giratina. Myself included.
Wait. So so this is a time research. It's not tied to your Shadow research, right?
No, I think it's just a separate research.
Then I think it's 100% worth it then. I mean, it's up to you on how you all want to spend your money, because there's a chance you get this Super Rocket Radar. Let's say if Shadow Cobalion comes down one day, right? It's really good. Or Shadow Virizion. You're like, yeah, I want to use a Shadow Rocket Radar for that. The Ivy spread is just absolute garbage for this one you paid $5 for. Then, yeah, it's probably not worth the money. But it gives you another chance. I do think from a PvPer's perspective, it could be worthwhile.
It's not worthwhile using during this current event, but if you're willing to spend the money now and bank it for a future meta-relevant Shadow, I think it's worth it.
Now our podcast featuring Catbutt.
Catbutt. Well, she was chiming in on her thoughts, so I figured you wanted to share something, Chegs. You want to say something, Mike?
Yeah, Cheggy.
Oh, she's shy now.
She's like, don't put me on blast.
Yeah.
Not appreciated.
But yeah, so that is the Rocket event with the Indeedee release. Again, the Indeedee is sort of just a dex filler. Probably skip the Shadow Tornadus, but the regular shadows that are being released new seem pretty exciting.
Yeah, I think so. Particularly the Quillfish and Dino, maybe not so much. But you never know, right? Down the road, like a rework might happen, and I mean, we got Murkrow potentially in this meta right now. So,
potentially, excuse me, I saw some very good footage today of Murkrow absolutely sweeping teams. So,
I cannot wait. Battles, what's going on? What are they running?
I don't know. I didn't see
Trevenant
the actual
Corsolicor.
No, it was like.
No, actually, though, no lie. Murkrow can beat Togekiss.
Yeah.
If they're not running Charm, which no one really is these days. It actually has win cons against Togekiss. I don't know. I put it actually much higher on my tier list, but I'm not really sure.
I think a lot of the matchups right now are like so counterintuitive because, like you said, Murkrow can beat Togekiss. Dragonite with Thunder Punch beats Togekiss, shields up.
Beats Azumarill on 2 shields.
And then you have depending on CMP, and they have overlapping attack stats, Togekiss can actually beat Empoleon. Because the Aura Sphere basically one-shots. And so if it has higher attack, it wins that CMP and they pace the same. So like there's so many matchups right now that are just like so counterintuitive the way they play out.
Empoleon like that? That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's actually
Can you
wild.
Metal Sound down the Togekiss?
I think you can maybe do it in the 2 shield.
I was gonna say you can't. You
call me 2 shield Caleb now.
Yeah.
But I think maybe only the Shadow can Metal Sound down in the 2. I think the non-Shadow might lose in the 2.
I mean that
depending on the charge attack priority though. If you have higher attack, then you would still win the 2 on the CMP.
Okay, yeah. So it loses against the 2 shields for the Shadow for sure to Metal Sound. Actually. Oh wait, no, hold on. Let me change the attack on this to Empoleon because it's too high. So interesting enough, you lose the 0 shield against a non-Shadow Empoleon with Togekiss, even if you win charge attack priority. Because my guess is they could tank the Aura Sphere. And then,
like barely.
Yeah, but would be barely because they would have high bulk, right, to even be losing charge attack priority. But you win the 1s and 2s against Empoleon.
Again, if you have higher attack.
If you have higher attack.
They have very overlapping attack stats, so like unless you purposely go like for fairly high attack, you don't know for sure if you're gonna win that CMP or not. But yeah, so
you run high attack Togekiss then?
But also do you run high attack Empoleon? That's the other side of it.
I mean, because there is a lot of Empoleon Togekiss in this meta, right?
Right, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a tough call for sure. But yeah, so it's interesting because, like you said, depending on the CMP, which is a big factor, the Togekiss I think can win the 1 and 2 shield against the regular Empoleon, and then it can win the 0 and 1 shield against the Shadow Empoleon. Because the Shadow Empoleon gets taken out in the 0s by the Aura Sphere, but then it can Metal Sound down in the 2s.
It'll be interesting because I don't know how many people have good spread like Empoleon. You know,
especially Shadow.
Yeah, especially Shadow. So, I mean, obviously for Togekiss, a lot of people probably do because there was a community day for that a bit ago. But who would have thought that would ever be relevant?
Right, who thought we'd be looking at CMP between Empoleon and Togekiss? Like, what a wild world we're in.
I completely misjudged Togekiss too because I think I put it pretty low on my tier list.
Actually. I mean, I think, and we can get to that in a sec. Are we done with events, by the way? Can we just move?
Yeah, I think we've kind of moved on.
Let's move over
into the new season of Go Back.
So I was going to say, I think that everyone misjudged Togekiss because I don't think anyone expected Aura Sphere to be 40 energy.
Right.
So, like, I think people were expecting it to be at like 45 because at 40 energy, it's a Hydro Cannon clone, so it's a crazy good move, and I just don't think people foresaw it being like that good of a move.
I saw that on the little spreadsheet that you shared, and I literally did a double take, like a Hydro Cannon.
Yeah.
Is that an accident? Is that a typo?
Yeah, for context, Tristen shared us a document that showed like what the new moves are, and they'll be like, "Oh, this is essentially a Hydro Cannon clone," or
Shadow
Thundershock.
Comparing it to what we know.
Yeah, it's from Pete Tierney. I was in a server where someone else borrowed it from him and shared it, and I was like, "Oh, this is really cool." So before we like get into the nitty gritty of it, there was a handful of like, obviously PV Poke put up his like speculative site, and everyone's been sort of using that to get a sense of the meta, which was still helpful, but he misjudged a handful of moves. So I just wanted to mention those real quick. Aura Sphere is one of them. He, I think, predicted at 45 energy and ended up being at 40. And then Breaking Swipe and Dragon Claw. I think he predicted Breaking Swipe at 40 energy and Dragon Claw at 45. And those both ended up being 50 energy. And then Dragon Tail, he was predicting would be 13 energy. And it ended up being 12. And then I think the last one was Gyro Ball, which he predicted to be 55 energy, and it ended up being 50. Which, again, I don't think it's going to be enough, but it will be interesting because at 50, it means that Aegislash can double up on moves. Like it can fly and do 100 and throw back to back. Which is, again, I think 80 Slash might need a little more help, but it is an interesting buff, at least.
Yeah. That is okay. Well, anyway, general season thoughts besides obviously Togekiss being much stronger than we anticipated.
I mean, I've literally only done one set so far, so I'm still enjoying the rank 1 battles. But what was I playing with? My team, the first team I decided to try did have Empoleon, and it is really fun, really fast. Definitely a much needed improvement, I think, for a very strong Pokemon.
All right, Kaz, put you on the spot. Give us the bird power rankings top 5. Let's go.
Well, we already knew Empoleon was going to be at the top.
Is Togekiss a bird?
Yes.
I feel like your classification of birds are anything that flies.
No, because Empoleon doesn't fly, but Empoleon's definitely a bird.
Oh, okay. Sorry. It's sorry. Let me rephrase. Everything that's actually a bird plus everything that flies.
No, because she doesn't classify Gligar as a bird.
No.
What about Aerodactyl?
There are a few key characteristics I look for, and honestly, it's mostly just visual. Like,
yeah, because I was like, because Gligar got wings too, you know.
Yeah. No.
They don't got a beak, but
yeah, it's like the wings.
Not just Togekiss.
It's like the wings.
What do you mean? Togekiss knows peck.
Yeah,
it has a little beak.
It has like a little.
It doesn't have a beak. His face is super flat. What you mean? Look at his face. If you look at Togekiss, it actually is almost comical. It's like everything was designed by someone, right, to make it look like a Pokemon, mythical, and everything. And you look at his face; it's almost like they erased the face and all the texture and just drew on a smiley face.
It's like a really flat bill, you know. Like you can't. It's definitely a very different choice than most other bird designs, I will say.
Okay.
But you look at the rest of it, and the rest of it kind of makes up for it. Definite wings, definite little feet, you know, obviously, like, flying type, so...
Gyarados not a bird. Yeah. Flygon, not a bird.
I mean, flying is definitely, like, an advantage, design-wise, towards bird classification status in my head, but obviously there are exceptions. Like,
I don't think
they're real life flightless birds. Okay,
so, but also I don't think like Salamence and Dragonite are birds.
No. But Altaria is a dragon flying type, but definitely a bird.
Things that no peck is what I'm hearing.
All right, Cash. So what's the power ranking top 5 birds in Great League right now?
Right now?
Yeah.
I mean, it's Empoleon still, I think, at the top for me. I think the coverage is still really good. The typing is still really good. So both of those battle-wise make it the strongest current bird, I think. Togekiss is underneath, though, because Togekiss, I think, surprised everyone.
I think, I mean, this is your rankings, but I would probably flip those too.
Tristan!
I'm just saying, I would flip those too.
Does Togepi count as a bird?
Yeah, Togepi's a bird.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
All right, so we have Empoleon, then Togekiss. What's number 3?
I still think Empoleon is at the top. I do. Number 3, I'm gonna go with Fearow. Actually, I still think like the excellent coverage is really good.
Okay.
And I'm gonna put Murkrow right underneath that.
Number 4, okay.
And then Corviknight.
Yo,
wow, no Altaria.
Under Fearow is kind of wild.
No Altaria.
I do love Altaria. I do. But honestly, I think the other birds have better coverage for the current meta. I mean, Altaria got a nice buff, and it's still very good to use. But I think that the other birds in particular, these ones have stronger placements right now.
All right, final question for you. Is Malamar a bird?
No.
It's got a beak and a nose peck.
But it's a squid. Like, look at that design and tell me what other than the beak says bird to.
I mean, Altaria's a cloud, right? Like, what's the basis at this point?
Altaria literally has a head with a beak and wings formed by clouds. And if you there's a part in the anime where you actually see like Altaria get wet, and it's like got the little chicken flap wings, you know, like like hidden underneath those clouds.
Caleb, seeking knows peck, and that's not a bird.
Carablast knows peck too. Don't worry, I'm looking at all the peck lists right now. Volpole has peck as well.
I'm gonna spell this out for you aesthetically. It's about aesthetics.
Yeah, I know, but that's super subjective. So I'm trying to figure out where the line
exactly.
is. Because you can say like, "Oh, Altari looks like it's all detailed and stuff." What about Togekiss? It's just like a random blob, you know. With
Caleb,
wings.
you don't need a line. You just need to ask me. I'm the expert.
That's what I'm asking you. That's what I'm asking you about the Valbar. What you mean?
Yeah, and I said no. Can we all you need?
Can we just title the episode "Is It a Bird"?
Is it a bird?
What you really need to be figuring out is what other secret things have feathers. Dredge up that old chestnut.
Yeah, Cresselia is a bird to you, right?
Yeah, it's a moon duck.
It does look it's a duck.
Look at the design. Like, look at the shape. It's a bird.
Okay. I'll think of some stuff, but Lugia's bird? It is, right?
Literally, the thing that I got most asked, like walking around at Worlds, meeting people, and like saying hi to people that I already knew, is like for my whitelist of birds. Like, what was my most controversial bird pick? Yeah.
What was your most controversial bird pick?
Magmar.
Wait, what?
Look at the bill.
Magmar is a bird,
and the feathers that it has on its arms.
Wait, is Ludicolo a bird?
Yes. Also, yes.
What? Ludicolo's a bird? Magmar's a bird? Okay, but if Magmar's a bird, have you seen Magmortar?
Look at a Psyduck and a Ludicolo, like
just
side
got
by
big
side,
lips.
And tell me.
No. Some people just got big lips, you know? Magmortar then. Is Magmortar a bird? Because if Magmar's a bird, you have to be a bird to be Magmortar.
I actually don't think I would classify Magmortar as a bird, but I think that Magby and Magmar...
Well, of course, Magby has to be a bird, because if it's not a bird, then how would it turn into a bird, right?
They've got, like, the more defined, like, bill and sort of, like, feathery, like, arms.
Okay, here's my take, Kaz, right? Be real with me. I feel like you would never say Magby's a bird if Magmar didn't exist. You're only stretching the boundaries of your definition for Magby because of Magmar.
No, I still feel like I'd pick it.
I don't think so. What part of this looks like a bird if Magmar doesn't exist?
But also, Caleb, your argument about the evolutions, I feel like is not great, because like Remoraid is like a fish, and it evolves into Octillery, which is an octopus. Like,
octopus are fish, no?
Listen, you guys can't make sense of evolution. That's between
Ludicolo being a bird is kind of wild.
It is not. That is literally the least wild take that I have.
That cannot be the least wild take. That's like your second most wild take, maybe after the Magmar.
Staffordshire, if you're listening, let us know if you think Ludicolo is a bird or not.
Dude, I swear, if there's a hurricane like a Kaz's corner and it's about a bird, there's no shot I've ever put down Ludicolo. There's no way that's in the Pokédex.
Here's one that I struggle with. I don't classify it as a bird.
Okay.
But like looking at it and like the sort of Pokédex entries from it from other games kind of hint that maybe it was supposed to be, is Claydol. Looks like an owl, right? But it's definitely not a bird. It just has a very owl-like design to its like face, you know, its quote-unquote face. And somebody, I think in the Dragonair's Den server, like looked it up, and some of the Pokédex entries talk about how it was a Pokemon, like its design was based on an ancient Pokemon from the sky. And I was like, don't do this to me.
Yeah, I don't know. That one's kind of a stretch too, but
no, I don't classify it as a bird, but sometimes I look at it and I'm like,
the way you be classified Magmar and Magby and Ludicolo, I don't know. Wait, so Lotad and what's the middle evolution called again?
They are ducks. Like, look at them side by side with the Psyduck and tell me.
They're like lily pads. What you mean?
They have the same duck bill. They have the same like.
I'll give it to you though. Those are a little bit closer than Magmar and Magby. I will give you that.
Yeah.
But they're.
Oh my god.
You lost me. I'm just saying.
Maybe
you didn't lose all the listeners, but you lost me on the Magmar. I get the train of thoughts, but it's kind of a stretch, you know.
Even from the very first time that I played the games, I looked at it. I was like, oh, it's like a fire duck, just like Psyduck is a water duck. Makes sense to me.
Yeah. Anyway, all right, let's go to
we had Oh, I just wanted to go over like the rest of the changes real briefly, like the energy ones at least.
Okay.
So Dragon Pulse dropped from 60 to 55 energy, which makes it like a flamethrower and ice beam clone. Nothing crazy, but just a little bit faster coverage for some dragons. Like I think some people are talking about maybe running it on Dragonair. And like I think Ice Beam and Skull Bash will be generally preferred for Lapras, but I could see some niche play for Dragon Pulse here and there. Aerial Ace went to 45 energy. It's so bad. It's an Icy Wind clone, but with no debuff. That's so tragic.
Yeah, it's not really ideal.
But probably a good thing to push because I know like Mandibuzz and Superior have been a bit of RPS drivers at times. So pushing those out of the meta is probably a positive. Seed Bomb is going to 40 energy. Some people were guessing 35, but it's going to be to 40, which is a little pacing buff for some things like Trevenant and what's it called, Toad Scroll, but nothing crazy. Scorching Sands, the debuff dropped to 10%. Probably not the most relevant. I don't know how good Diggersby is right now, but like I think it's a positive for times when Diggersby is a top meta Pokemon because it's got good bulk and a lot of and pretty good pacing, and so like those mirrors can be pretty miserable on whoever gets the debuff. So just dropping that I think is good. We talked about Aura Sphere being crazy. Water Pulse dropped to 50 energy, which makes it a Dark Pulse clone. Flame Wheel is dropped to 45 energy, along with a power increase, which makes it a Drill Run clone. Which is pretty cool for Torkoal and Alolan Marowak, maybe. But Torkoal actually, I don't think it's going to be like top meta, but Torkoal being like playable at least is kind of fun. I know people have been wanting that to be better for a while. We talked about Gyro Ball dropping to 50. Sky Attack's at 50 energy. Some people were expecting 45. I think 50's a little more reasonable. I think Altaria might be kind of nutty if it was at 45. The Breaking Swipe at 50 is pretty significant. I think it'll be a Rhyperior nerf in Master League. And then also interesting that with like the Dragon Claw going to 50 energy. Again, I think people were expecting them cheaper, but I kind of like how it worked out because it generally encourages dragons to run more three-way coverage with their faster pacing dragon fast moves, which makes them a little more versatile and less likely to have hard losses, which I think is a net positive for the meta because like beforehand it was like a lot of like heavy fast move like Dragon Breath or Dragon Tail like spam with like cheap Breaking Swipe or Dragon Claw was like how a lot of the dragons were built, which made them like in their bad matchups a lot worse. Versus now I think dragons are going to have a lot more counterplay into steals and fairies across all three leagues, which I think is generally healthier. Then we had Ember going to a like Thundershock Fairy Wind clone, which was expected, which I think is pretty cool because fire can be a bit of a more polarizing type at times, so giving a better energy generation option for fire types so that they can get to coverage moves is nice. Leafage going to a Shadow Claw clone. And then, yeah, I think we've got and Charm went to, that was the other one. Charm went to 8 energy. PV Poke predicted it at 9. It's going to 8, which I think is a much healthier spot. 9 would have just been like crazy pacing for like Weekly Tough and Dock Spun, which I think would have ended up being pretty unhealthy. So it's still definitely playable, but I think it's in a better spot.
Yeah, no one's really running Charm anymore. Especially with Pack being that much better. Like Togekiss would never run Charm. I did see a Wigglytuff randomly yesterday, but I don't think it's going to be super meta relevant. Especially with like the pacing of Empoleon. It's just way too risky in my opinion. But anyway, that's going to be the update on that. We'll see how the meta shakes out. I know that Mudslap didn't get a nerf. Yo, it's
a wild Dr. PvP Joshua.
Yeah, I mean, call me the sequel to The Shining because I was Dr. Sleep.
What shirt you got on today? Groot?
Yeah, we got Groot going on.
How's the luggage update?
No update. Let's go.
Wait. So can you file like a claim with them or whatever and be like, hey, my suitcase was worth this much money. I like demand a refund or like this much in compensation.
When it hits the 3-week mark, which is next US Tuesday, they give me a settlement. So
do you get to set the price, or because you could be like, hey, there's a lot of expensive stuff in there?
I don't know. Apparently it's governed by the Montreal protocol and that maxes it out at like, I don't know what it is in USD.
Montreal,
like
why?
$3,000 something max?
Well, you just say it's worth 3,000 then.
We'll see.
Well, welcome in here. What time is it right now for you?
6:40.
Okay, so still pretty early. Anyway,
you got a nice good sleep in.
Oh yeah.
What do you mean a nice good sleep in? If you told me I had to wake up at 6:40 for a podcast, I'd be like, this is not no nice good sleep.
Yeah, but Steve,
my dude, he does this every week and wakes up at 5 a.m.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, I'm credit to Steve, right?
Steve,
like,
what's the regular bedtime?
Regular bedtime? 9:30 usually.
It's pretty good.
I've had a lot of late nights recently. But...
All right, what are your first impressions of the new GBL season, the meta? Any Pokemon that stood out to you? What are your thoughts, your vibes?
Well, I'm assuming it's already been said if we've been talking about it for a bit, but Togekiss is kind of nutty.
Yeah, we just had a whole tangent about birds.
Yep, it's pretty good.
It only made number 2 on Kaz's bird tier list for the season, though.
I mean, she's just going all in on like Fearow, yeah?
No, Empoleon.
Empoleon was her number 1.
I just thought about something. What beats a safe swap Togekiss in this meta?
Bastidon.
Okay, yeah, true. I guess outside Talonflame, right?
I mean, I guess it depends a little bit on what charge moves it's running, right?
Or Sphere, Dazzling Gleam.
Carbink probably does.
Carbink, yeah. Carbink definitely.
Clodsire.
Clodsire not in this meta though.
Any poison type?
I saw one today in rank 1. Thank you very much.
Yeah. You answer your own question right there. What poison types are meta right now? Because I haven't seen a Drapion even.
Venusaur, maybe.
Well,
I don't think you beat the Togekiss with Venusaur, right?
If you're coming in, if you're switching in, right? Maybe.
Well, you're the one that you're counter swapping them, right?
Yeah. So like, you wait a while and then you like soak up the energy. Maybe, I don't know.
Okay, so Venusaur loses the zeros without Side Shock, just going straight Aura Sphere, and then you lose the 2s. That's because you just get outpaced. That's kind of nuts.
Probably like
Bastion's the play.
No, I think Unova, Stunfisk, and Dedenne probably.
Oh yeah, those definitely, yeah. Dedenne.
Wailmer does it if you get the bait.
What does?
Wailmer.
Yeah. Are we running Wailmer in Brisbane, Steve?
There's gonna be a stream probably.
Well, you're probably working it, right? Or maybe like
that's what I would assume.
Yeah. So the real question is, are you running it in South Africa this year?
Yeah.
If Steve's going there, he's not running a troll team. He's
Durban Wailmer for the win.
He's grabbing Ash, which is the EO Mero special right there.
Wailmer got buffed though.
It did. It got double buff, I think, because Water Pulse. Look, if Ash and Ash gives me a Wailmer team, then maybe you run it. But
Ash and Ash, you have your assignment.
He did send me a screenshot recently with like him winning with Wailord in Go Battle League.
Of course, amazing.
Yeah,
right,
I doubt it.
But any other quick thoughts, Steve?
Quick thoughts? Bastion's legit.
It is, but you missed my spiel about how the Altari match was much worse, and not just for the flamethrower reason, but because Dragon Breath used to just do 1 damage to Bastion anyway, I think. So now that you reduce the damage, it's still doing the same damage, but you're charging faster, and you have a slight coverage move. I'm just saying, as someone that's smacking down an Altaria like without throwing move, I almost lost that with the Bastion. Okay, I'm feeling better and better about the Bastion the more I see it. But yeah, Togekiss is kind of nutty. Don't run Togekiss with Psyshock. I know some people have been doing it in practice tournaments. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Here's the thing. You lose a mirror in the 0s and 1s. You win only 2 shields with Psyshock and over Dazzling Gleam. And yeah, you're like, oh, I have a little better coverage than Talonflame. You lose the 0 shields against Altaria without Dazzling Gleam. Also, you end up losing multiple other shield scenarios, like when the Altaria has a shield advantage with the Togekiss. Like if they have a shield advantage, you lose Altaria as well. So, but the Dazzling Baron doesn't. And
I was running Psyshock last night, and it's like I was running it because I didn't have charge DMs. Well, I have charge DMs, but I didn't want to burn them. And I was like, still 5 move pacing. It's probably not that bad. But there were quite a few times that I was just getting walled with Aura Sphere Psyshock. So it's like, I do not want this move.
Yeah. So
that's what I was gonna ask. Is the preferred moveset Dazzling Gleam Aura Sphere?
I think I've seen there's. I know some people are running the Psyshock, but I think it's not worth it.
I think so. PV Poke has Gleam as the recommended. I think for show 6, Gleam is going to be preferred. I think for GBL, it's possibly a bit more of a toss-up.
GBL, put Ancient Power on there.
True, GBL is all sorts of wild. So, yeah, but yeah, I will see though. We'll see. I wouldn't be shocked if someone does make Psyshock work.
You wouldn't be Psyshocked?
Moving on.
I love it so much.
Championship series. All right. Anyway,
Steve. Now we're gonna do it again. What were your thoughts on the new season announcements? Because you weren't here last week when we talked about it all.
Yeah, unless you drop something in the comments.
Brisbane's awesome. More regionals, please. I mean, look, I've got longer thoughts, I guess, but the quick version is limited metas. I don't think we need them. Meta's moving enough. Also, I really am scared of the prospect that it's my big prediction and big thought, and it was mentioned last week, is that LAIC is going to be limited meta because, it's the same week in GBL. And the weekend before that is the Buenos Aires Vegas, and I have a feeling that's going to be Open Great League, and then you would have 2 different metas week to week, and I think that's uncool for people that are probably attending both. But you never know. Maybe they'll both be limited meta. Maybe neither of them will be. We'll see. I think my prediction is bad though. Other than that, that's sort of like nothing else is that big really. GBL points is sure whatever. I do agree. Like I think it's dumb in a sense. Like I agree with Axon's tweets about how it's sort of GBL isn't a very fair setting to give out some points. But I can't remember who said it. It might have been like Pocket or someone said that the average skill level at Worlds will increase as a result, and I agree. So I sort of think it's fine.
I will say, I don't know if people were just like being hyperbole or memeing, or if they were like serious, but people were like, oh no, like this guy at the top of the leaderboard is going to make Worlds, and it's like, realistically,
he's from Japan. He doesn't get points.
Well, that too. Mm-hmm. But even if he was from like NA or something, like obviously we don't know how many points it's going to be, but we sort of talked about this last week. If the points are similar to what they have for the global challenges, you can't qualify for Worlds on just GBL. Even if you got first place on GBL every season, it's not
but if you
close to enough.
Do that, right? Like that, you can get points. And I mean, Caleb mentioned last week, like, that could have been the deal maker, whether you, Tristen, qualify or not. If someone like, yoinked some cheesy points from GBL.
I mean, sure, but at the same time, like, there's people that didn't, like, JJ and Spreadsheet showed, like, there's people that, like, barely missed out on Worlds because they didn't do hardly any locals. So it's sort of, like, there's a lot of points that are still just sort of floating around out there that people aren't maximizing anyway, so.
Yeah. We'll talk about that too, but, okay, I will say one thing. what is up with this event locator website from
my
the
gosh,
Pokemon company?
dude.
Like, why did they
I
change
hate
it?
it
It's
so
so hard to navigate.
They made it worse.
Awful. They made it actually worse.
Yeah, is the app live or working? Because I might just use the app now.
The app
The
is
app
the
is the
same.
same.
The app is the same.
Yeah, the app is the
What?
same.
Yeah, so that's why it's worse, is because they made it mirror the app.
I mean, if
But,
that,
like,
why is the app even like that to begin with?
I would rather not have the app.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Honest.
okay, so like they made it. It's slightly better than it used to be because you can you can sort a farther
No.
distance.
That is not like that. You put that on the scales, it's tipping right back to no.
Yeah.
It is not better at all.
I was just looking at, because I was just like, hey, I want to kind of test some stuff out, right, in this new meta. So I was just looking at like locals and stuff, and there's one actually near me. But it's just so hard to use.
Yeah, because it's like you used to be able to like sort all the like you could put in all your criteria, right? Like distance, like you could pick game, like cup.
I remember some people were complaining about this too, actually, a few weeks ago before Worlds.
Yeah.
I wasn't really using it, so I didn't really think.
Right. So you used to be able to like put in all your criteria, and then you could sort by either like distance or sort by date.
Yeah.
And it would give you everything that met your criteria, but ordered in that way. So like personally, I would usually sort by date, so that I could see like, oh, this is happening on Tuesday, this is on Wednesday, this is on Friday. There's these 4 things on Saturday, whatever, right? But now my understanding is it sorts it like by store instead. Like just the store itself, and then you have to like go into the store and see what they're hosting and when, which is like way less convenient, way less user friendly. I've seen things online that like people have already submitted lots of feedback and support tickets about it, so like hopefully it'll be fixed at some point, because right now it's a lot harder to use. But
I've given up on it. I'm just relying on a spreadsheet that's kept in like Aussie Discord. I'm not even looking.
Yeah, my local community, they have their own server where they just post, links to the tournaments each month. At the beginning of the month, they'll make posts about here's when and where all the tournaments are happening this month. Done.
Yep.
Anyway,
Way more convenient.
Okay, but I mean, are there rule updates, however? I know that's in our agenda, Tristen.
Yeah, let me skim it again.
Yeah,
I didn't actually. I saw that there was an update. I didn't read any of it, so I don't know anything.
There wasn't a ton. It was on the smaller side for sure.
I guess the question is there anything like relevant for us?
I mean, a lot of it is like just mirroring things that were in the season update. So like, there's a new section talking about limited metas in the rules. There's a section in the rules talking about like the headphone adapter needs. There's a section clarifying stuff about like Swiss. There is a section about the GBL leaderboard challenge that is slightly more detailed. Nothing too crazy, but it mostly just outlines the fact that this is only for people in regions managed by TPCI, which we sort of already figured, but just having that spelled out, because like I know when the announcement went live, I saw a lot of like Japanese players, sort of talking about it and wondering if it would apply to them as well, or anything like that. But I mean, obviously we sort of knew and expected that anyways, but just having that spelled out is good. And then the only real significant one is there is a new section. Where is this? There's a new section that outlines different types of information: public information, inferred information, and private information. And talks about effective game communication. And basically talks about how like private information is any information that only the competitor themselves should know during the course of a game. If it's not shown, if it's not in the above sections, public or inferred information, it's probably private information. Basically, my take on this is a febrile.
Yep.
in that there's certain information that is private that you shouldn't be asking your opponents for.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
what if it's banter?
like I'll give you an example, right? I think like I mean, me and Arrow are friends and stuff, so like, you know, he like we'll like chat sometimes. Oh my gosh, Min's looks so cute. Jax, why can't you do that?
Sleeping right. I sent you guys the picture of how I put a heated blanket down to try and bribe him to not climb all over the desk, which worked mostly until now. He has decided that I am the heated blanket.
Yeah, I was gonna say you are also heated, so
yeah.
But anyway, so what was I saying? Oh yeah, so like at Portland last time I competed, I was you know playing against Arrow, and he's like, "Oh, do you have the move already for like Corvi Knight, right?" And but like shields were all down, so it was just came down to charge check priority, and he had to move on his jump bluff. And I was like, yeah. He's like, oh, okay, well then I lose, right? And I was like, that's totally fine. That was when I realized that jump bluff loses charge check priority against Corvi Knight, but I had no idea even. Right? I didn't realize it's that big of a difference, but jump bluff's attack is like pretty low. But I think those things are fine, right? Like it's just like it's relevant to the situation, but
yeah. And just for reference, like the private information is energy gained in current energy state, HP stat, switch timer, information about a Pokemon not revealed during gameplay, including like a backline if you haven't like revealed your backline yet.
I know some people like to talk and stuff. Like generally speaking, I think it's just like better not to, right? Because I know I've heard stories where people were like kind of like I'll give an example. I don't think I think it's pretty obvious if you look at like the gameplay footage. But like Kaiser versus Valor Ash, I think it was at NAIC 2022. They were yapping, right? And you know they're like good friends, and like I'm sure there's some trash talk and stuff. Like I get it, even if it's your friends, but just err on the side of caution. You don't want to get penalized with like a game loss because you're just saying too much trash talk.
Right. Well, and the other thing,
because the judges might not know the context, right? Like,
yeah, I think it's particularly good to clarify this in the rule book for. Oh, he's done now. For people that might not have as much experience on stream. Or like in general going to these tournaments, battling in person. Even I have encountered a lot of people this year who this is still their first time competing, so I think it's good to have something in writing about
well, and the other thing that's important about this section, and like I would advise people to just read it themselves because we're not going to cover it all line for line, but the effective game communication section, there's a thing about how you have to represent public and inferred information correctly. So like if you like you're not allowed to try to like mislead your opponent because you can actually get penalized for that. If you like lie or try to mislead about that public or inferred information. So
okay,
like,
I got a question for you, Tristen. What if you asked me, right? Be like, how much energy you got? And I'd lie. But you were the one that brought it upon yourself to ask me. Who was at fault there?
Well, again, I think that one is a little different too because that's under private information, I believe. But it'd be more like if I asked you like, oh, like, does your jump off no energy ball? Because that's under the public information and would be
that's a no energy ball, but it's open team sheets, right?
Right, but I'm just saying like you can't lie and be like, no, it doesn't have that, right? Because that's under public information, and if you lied about that, you could get penalized.
Wait. Okay, I guess so, but I mean that's just like a stupid question to ask, though, right? Because you should just read, right? But but specifically like the example I just brought up, I don't encourage anyone to do this, but I'm just I don't know if they clarify in the rules or like they'll just address it when it comes up, right? But if you're saying you're asking for information from me on how much energy I have, and I purposely lie, I'm like, yeah, I don't have the move. Bam, I smack you with the move. I could always lie after and be like, oh, I thought I didn't, right? And there's no way they can prove that. But I think in that situation, the onus is on the person that asked because you shouldn't have even asked, right? You can be like, they misled me, but I asked for the information, you know?
Yeah, I mean, you shouldn't be asking for that sort of a thing.
Yeah.
Because I think that's the point of some of this.
Yeah.
But again, it's also shown in there that, like, in terms of some of the other stuff in particular, like, you definitely can't be misleading. So, like, a lot of times it's better to just not ask or answer some of those sort of questions.
Yeah.
Unless obviously, like there's cases like if it's related to like, oh, are you like lagging or something like that, then obviously like answer. Don't be difficult. And like
honestly, I think in the ideal world, this might be a lot to set up, right? And I think it's possible that it would be more to set up and stuff. I think that we make it so that the players can't talk to each other. They can only talk to the refs. Like the refs can hear both players, but you can't talk to each other. Because like, what benefit really is there, right? You always say GG's after you take the headsets off, right? Like it'll be understood that you can't hear each other, so there's no point in saying all this stuff, right? You can just give a thumbs up if you're locking in. Like there's like visual cues and everything, but it's just like, why open the door for this communication? Because like I think most players are pretty civil and aren't smack talking and have good sportsmanship. But like, why even introduce the possibility of smack talking or asking for the information? Like, what purpose does it serve? Even when you need a judge to review something, you just tell the judge. It doesn't matter what you say. Like if me and Steve have a dispute or need something for review on stream,
I'm jumping across the table.
Yeah. But not even that, but like it don't matter what you say to me or what I say to you. It's about what you tell the judge and how they interpret it, right? Like, so in my mind, I think it's cool for content pieces, right? Like, because we've been doing it a lot, especially I don't know about the European streams, but like at least in the NA streams, sometimes before we cut to break, you'll hear the oh, good games, like well played or blah blah blah. Like it's really cool, right? From a content piece. But I think from a competitive standpoint, it doesn't serve actual fundamental purpose. I think like, yeah, you could discuss through like dispute stuff, but at the end of the day, that information is all needs to go to the judge anyway, and the judge is one that determines it. Doesn't matter if Steve's trying to convince me of something, or if, I guess it could speed up the process if like Steve's like, nah, I would have won that anyway, and like I guess if I look back, I'm like, yeah, probably true, no need to review. So I guess that kind of stuff happens, but
yeah,
I don't know. I see the pros and cons of both, right? Maybe it's not like I'm making it a bigger deal than it needs to be, but anyway, good rule clarification. That's all I will say. Yeah. All right. Let's talk about Grassroots. We've been talking about this stuff for a while. We do have Grassroots Battle Frontier champions, world champs, even. Bunch of Aussies, bunch of Oceania players. Yeah, I recognize a lot of them. Yeah. Where were you at, Steve? What they couldn't tap you in?
I guess I didn't get the invite. I don't know.
Dude, who are they talking to, man? This is second place and third place finisher right here.
Yeah,
you know what?
Leaving you out.
As soon as they're like, oh, we want someone to cover our battles, who do they ring up? The guy they didn't ask to battle? I mean, come on.
You didn't ask to join their team.
I would like to be approached.
I would like to be asked.
Says the man who hasn't played a team format in how long?
No, wait, you were on a Battle Frontier team, right?
Nah.
Were you not a sub? Am I misremembering?
No.
Why did I think you were on some type of team, but maybe not? Yeah. Okay. Wait. Let's talk about the Battle Frontier team. I actually have to be right back, but you all can talk about it. I don't know too much about it anyway myself, so I will be right back, but discuss it.
Yeah. So as Caleb sort of mentioned, we do have a Battle Frontier world champion, the Blazing Bennett's Elite, made up of, they're mostly an APAC team, an Oceania team. Like it's a mix.
Is it mostly, or is it?
No, I don't. I think there's only. No, I think it's mostly just like Asian players, and then I think
I know it's APAC, like it's Asia plus Oceania and stuff. But like, is there anyone outside of that?
I don't know if I know. So the roster is They Live Dry, the Mega Junko, Clunks NZ, Mr. McCalvin, Perek for Norris, Coxiac, Austin Prince, Vincent 070400, Ray Racing, Mimi Q339, and Hector Quello.
Okay, I feel like there might be a little bit of EMEA in there. But...
Yeah, because we had Coxiac in there for sure. I don't know some of the other people. And then you have Mr. McCalvin. Mr. McCalvin's from Israel.
Okay.
And then Clunk NZ's from New Zealand, I would assume.
Good guess.
we are.
Where does Mega Junko from? I recognize their name, but I don't know them very well.
I don't actually know. I like the Aussie guys talk about him a lot, so like I know he's good, but I don't actually know him.
If the Aussie guys are talking about him a lot, I kind of lean towards him being Oceania or APAC himself.
Yeah, APAC more like if it was Oceania, then I feel like I would personally know him. But,
That's true. That's true.
so my guess would be Asia, but I don't actually know.
Yeah. So congrats to them for working their way.
I think Flames fan was on that team too, right? I didn't see.
Yeah, he's on.
I didn't mention him from that list because I guess they didn't like tag his name, but yeah, I think he was on that team as well.
Are you sure it's not just at Flames?
I think it's 89. Oh, yeah, maybe. But I will say, like, they when they messaged, they sent me I'm trying to find the DM. There's too many DMs. There it is. They sent me like their finals matchup in terms of like, who played who, and it was like, holy smokers, they were taking on like the PvP Titans. Like it was all the was it Legends United, I think?
Yeah, Legends United was in the finals.
LU Origins, so the NA sort of primary.
Okay, so Mega Junko, it looks like he competed in like Lille and EUIC, so I think he's
European, I guess.
European.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so like they took Deso as Arrow, it's Axon, Shadow Brady, SS Thorn, Nighttime Clasher, Rise to Occasion, Susted and Cedar, which is a pretty stacked squad.
Pretty hefty list.
But not stacked enough!
So yeah, in order to become the Battle Frontier World Champion, they had to not only like fight through the championship round, but there was a whole group stage, and they had to be top of their bracket in a previous season as well. So so well done to them for maintaining their prowess for the entirety of this run. And yeah, taking over the second place finisher, LU, the Legends United Origins team, which is also very, very strong. So well done to both of them. Congrats to.
Also worth noting that three of the top 4 teams were all from APAC.
Yes.
Let's go.
They're very good.
Man, after taking out the last 2 world championships, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
This is APAC's time to shine. The rest of
APAC, not Australia, though.
Sorry, how many Aussies are in the top world champion team? I think a few. Just saying.
Oh, I was talking about Play Pokemon here.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. We see we're all bunched up. We're in the same teams and stuff.
Yeah. Simultaneous to the World Championships, the Battle Frontier was also running their Victory Road competition, which is just kind of a free-for-all competition for anyone that wanted to join into some of the competitive fun at the end of this, championship series that they were doing in the team format. And so the winners of the Victory Road were actually Gym Division, an EMEA team, composed of Ginger Ninja, Jan Solo, Hawkeye, Clyde Frog, Shacker Colt, Sharky King, Rigel Starlight, Calethnick, Sea Fodder, and Arrow Bubble, and V Tenacity. So congrats to you guys for conquering Victory Road as well. Perfect 9-0 record also.
Yo.
Well done.
Arrow Bubble was at my hotel.
Yeah, I've casted before with Hawkeye and Jan Solo, so nice EMEA players there to work with. And Gym Division, I remember, like, because I cover the EMEA for the Dragon's Den, me and Taffy Star do. So Gym Division is quite a strong team. They had a really strong past couple of cycles, so they've obviously been, they're itching to compete, and they just wanted to reassure everyone that they were still really good before the next cycle even starts.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure mostly UK, so I guess UK is showing up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah, I guess that's Grassroots for the most part.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. I think Grassroots is sort of on a bit of a hiatus now, at least the main ones. I think both Devon and Battle Frontier are sort of taking a little time off to sort of retool before their next seasons, and we're just sort of waiting for announcements on, dates and other information for their upcoming seasons.
Yeah. We do have a fun Grassroots tournament coming up through the Zygarden, though, that you should also know about, Steve, because you also are casting it with me. Well, not with me. You and Debbie are paired as per usual.
Well, they're pairing up regions.
They've
done a North American pair, a European pair, and then an Oceanic pair. So, they're keeping it segregated. But
yeah. They're like, hey. we want to feature everyone, but you casters got to stick together.
Yeah. To be fair, I think that part of the reason why, it actually made sense for Oceania to get paired up because it is an early morning go. And I know for Debbie, her time zone, is it still? Yeah, is 2 hours earlier to wake up than
you. Oh my gosh!
So she's actually, and she's not an early morning person, wake her upper usually. So she's,
and that's why you guys are going to be covering the tail end of the tournament.
Oh yeah, the most important part.
It is actually.
Well, the hope is that it wakes us up. It's oh my gosh. Okay.
So this is going to take place Saturday, September 6th, 12 p.m. Pacific time. So 3 p.m. Eastern time. And what time will it be for you, Steve?
12 p.m. ET. Oh, wait, no. Oh, yeah. It starts at 2 a.m. my time. Which, so obviously I will not be there then. And that's midnight Debbie's time.
Yeah, you guys have a few hours to sleep in before your shift kicks in. But this is an Open Great League tournament in the Tales of Transformation new season. So we'll get to talk about some of the new Show 6 Pokemon that people are bringing, as well as the way the moves have been affected. And it's going to be a really fun time. And it is for cash prizes. So I believe you can still enter if you're interested in competing.
Can I? I'm up at 2 a.m. Let's go.
Anyone can sign up and compete. It is a grassroots tournament for fun. Swiss bracket will lead to a top cut. So going to be a really great time. Come and join us Saturday, September 6th at 12 p.m. PT, 3 p.m. ET, and 2 a.m. if you're an Aussie.
Yes, sir.
Gonna be a nice way to introduce ourselves to this new season.
Yeah, should be cool.
Yeah.
Should be cool.
And I do believe that officially covers Grassroots for us.
All right. Fair enough. Have we got Professor Tristen today? Or?
Yeah, now that we have a new season, does Tristen have any more ideas?
I do. I have shout out for our friend Staffordshire. I have a little Ludicolo focused Professor Tristen. We're gonna think about giving it Astonish and Weather Ball Water.
Ooh, I like that.
I actually like it.
It'd be really fun. I didn't even know that it learned Astonish.
Have we lost Tristen?
No, I'm here. I was just letting you talk.
Tristen was just like, yes, I agree.
Yep. All I have to say.
Yeah, taking advantage of the buffed Weather Ball and giving it a cheaper water move. And then Astonish so it has a better fast move. Just sort of a neutral option as well, which is kind of nice. So it would probably run Astonish, Weather Ball, Water, and Leaf Storm, which would be kind of interesting, varied three-way coverage. I think could be kind of cool. And then, might give Stafford a reason to run it at Worlds.
He's desperately looking, so I'm sure he would appreciate. Oh my gosh, this cat.
And I'm sure Kaz would appreciate because it's a bird, apparently.
It is a bird. No matter what Caleb tries to tell you.
Does have a beak.
See, Steve gets it immediately. No questions.
It's fine. We'll just kick Caleb off the podcast because he doesn't believe.
Yeah, this is now birds only. I did think about running a birds only team in
that's
Go
awesome.
Battle League.
I mean, in Go Battle League, there's no reason not to.
I know. Especially since I just started today. Rank 1 battles, baby.
Yeah, actually,
pulling on Togekiss to start.
Yeah, I'm pulling on Togekiss and then either Altaria or Corviknight or something else.
Yeah, honestly, I was thinking that it might be nice to round it out with something like
Cresselia
or Cresselia or
Confusion Cresselia got buffed. We didn't talk about that in our bird discussion.
Oh my god.
I did see one.
We're back to birds, Caleb. Aren't you so excited?
Wait, what happened? Did you all talk about the Grassroots? Or are you still talking about
Oh, no, we were waiting for you to get back.
Oh,
we did Grassroots, we did Professor Tristen, now we're talking about birds again.
All right,
well,
okay.
we were talking about birds again because Professor Tristen specifically chose a bird.
I will listen to it back later. But we got ourselves T-topic because I know we're going kind of long and Tristan needs to go soon. And Steve needs to go back to napping, I feel like. Okay, so this I don't think we talked about it last week, but we've mentioned it before. So there's a particular individual or a couple of individuals on the Go Battle League leaderboard that have some sus results. All right, so I have the Go Battle League leaderboard pulled up from, obviously this was last season, Delightful Days, but if you look at the top of the leaderboard is GG's 489X Chalkcase 17. 39-33 elo. Highest
this guy's good.
ever seen. Only 800 battles. 817 battles. Wow. Next place is Yuzu Haochi 12, and then another Chalkcase 626 Kota. I believe the top 3, if not more, in this leaderboard are all one person. I don't know what exploit, what they're doing, but from what I hear, beyond just stream sniping some of the top elo leaderboarders, I think like Axon or Homesize Henry are two of the more prominent ones that are content creators. But apparently what they suspect is that this guy is queuing up into themselves and with like alt accounts that are also on leaderboard and instantly throwing. Now, this is a discovery. I'm not going to name names because I don't know if it's like how much of it is like they want me to publicly share, but it was in a group chat I was in. And they said, all right, when Chalkcase hit Legend, which might be kind of sus in general, he was at a 60.8% win rate. 387 battles out of 337. Now, this win rate is like nothing crazy. Afterward, he's climbing all season. He's been sitting at the top of the leaderboard for almost the entire season. He finishes the season at number 1, and with that 3,900 elo, he had, since he went Legend, he won 176 times and lost only 4. Mathematically, it's like pretty much impossible. It's not even subtle, because in the screenshot,
the greatest player of all time.
Yeah, okay, what's that win rate, right? Let's just look at the post-Legend win rates against the best of the best. Yeah. So what is that? 180 battles,
97.7%.
Yeah, almost 98% win rate. That is hard.
Guys, the explanation here is there actually is a GBL algorithm, and it's always benefiting him in the lead.
It's not even that. He's not even facing real players. It's benefiting maybe his alt accounts, right? No, the crazy part is logistically, it's still like, it's ethically, it's not great. But logistically speaking, it's actually kind of impressive because how does he get multiple accounts that high on the leaderboard? Maybe there is some type of exploit that they're utilizing. It is a possibility, but
There's no evidence for it though. There's no evidence for there being an alternative exploit.
Yeah. Because I think the thing is, no one's even queuing up into this person because I think they're just queuing up into their alt accounts. Because if you get your alt accounts high enough and they're constantly up there, but the thing is, he has to play the alt accounts to get there. So how are they even getting that much elo and that many accounts onto the leaderboard? I only play one account and I'm not even that high up, and I play like almost all my battles all the time. Granted, I don't take them as seriously and stuff, but even if I sat down, realistically, even if I sat down, took every battle super serious, right? Played off stream, did all this stuff, right? Not that anyone sniped me, but played off stream, all this stuff. It's still not easy, right? Yeah. So logistically, I don't know how this guy got multiple accounts up to that high.
So the things again. So I don't know. I still don't fully understand it, but I think that I heard that he also has maybe other friends and possibly other alts that are losing to the alts or something. But
how much time do you have to do all this? It's crazy.
But yeah, I'm like, how do you? But like, still, at some point, it's like, how are all these accounts high enough that they're still playing each other? Like, I don't understand it. It's honestly like, obviously, it's not cool and it's cheating and a problem, but in a way, it's honestly impressive.
Yeah,
like,
I wish I could have a conversation with this person, but I don't think they'll ever come out of their hidey hole to do all that.
They've been turning off replies on their tweets.
Yeah. Anyway, it would not surprise me if there's some type of like punishment, but we won't know, right?
Actually,
yeah. What?
Update on this topic? A server I'm in, people are claiming that Shakes and the alts have been banned.
Really?
Oh.
I don't obviously have any like definitive proof of this, but this is like word of mouth that they heard from someone else that they got.
I just feel sorry for these kind of people because imagine like, okay, regardless of like, obviously they have a lot of time in their hands. Maybe they're just bored in life and stuff, right? But like, imagine the amounts, like the mentality or the mental state you need to be in to seek this kind of validation and do all this stuff, right? And like, because this, regardless of how they did it, it 100% took a lot of time. It took a lot of time. Mm-hmm. They spent 3 long months doing and orchestrating all this stuff. Imagine doing that just to get it all banned away and taken away. But like, for what? Like, what are you doing all this for? Like, are you that insecure or feel that like that low of self-esteem that you need to do this? Like, or like, are you just that like, even if you're that bored, right? I get that maybe they're that bored, they have no much time. But even if someone's bored and has that much time, regular people don't usually do all this, right? Just to do it, you know? Like, there's got to be something going on internally that's like motivating you enough to try to do this, right? Prove a point or whatever, and then just get it all just deleted and taken away. It's crazy.
Well, the thing too is like, I just like, what's the point? Like, it's not even like, I feel like you're not even getting validation because everyone's just like scoffing at you and being like.
But I think that is the point. Like, he's getting the reaction out of people. Like, if no one cared, then that'd be a different story. But like, he thrives on like people tweeting at him, complaining about how like broken the system. He's like, haha, whatever, right?
Validation is the wrong word. I think reaction is a much more appropriate word.
Yeah.
Because sometimes that's the only reason that people do this kind of thing is to infuriate others, is to cause like this kind of widespread reaction, perhaps overreaction. But like, regardless, we kind of talked about this a little bit last episode before we knew more about how the leaderboard points were going to work. But yeah, when there's people who very clearly are willing to display to you a problem, then, you know, I can't like feel sorry for them losing their account over that, because that's a choice that they made for this.
I'm just sorry that they didn't lose their account in the way that Caleb outlined last episode.
You know what? If it means that Scopely handled the matter faster than having the actual Giovanni animation of taking all your Pokemon away, then hey, I'll take it. Honestly, if that is the case, y'all know what I'm doing these next couple of days. I'm going to be on Chalke's Twitter account every day, refreshing that stuff just to see the crash out, just to see how they going to react. I don't think they'll give us or me the satisfaction, but I would love to see that, you know.
Just like tangentially related and back to like the CP for the GBL leaderboard, theoretically, if Play Pokemon is awarding points, that means that if you see these cases of like cheating and stuff, you should be able to submit a support ticket via Play Pokemon, and hopefully they might take things more seriously, because I know that Niantic doesn't always take that as like look at that as much, but if championship points are on the line, then Play Pokemon might be able to try to address things.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think that's I mean, hey, if you see something, say something or whatever. I feel like that's a quote from something else from TSA, but if you see something on the GBL leaderboard, say something.
It is the New York public transit system. Okay.
If you
My
see
bad.
Steve's bag, say
My bad.
something.
Yeah, say a lot of things.
That's a specific to Australia thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
LAX.
Do you think? Okay, so obviously it probably was grabbed by accident because they don't know what was in the suitcase, right? But you think they opened it and once they saw it, they're like, "Ah, man, I'm about to pocket this for myself," you know? Because
It's
actually,
impossible.
also something I want to ask you too is when you were at baggage claim trying to find your bag,
Mhm.
was there a bag that looked just like your bag? That
No. So they can actually confirm that it didn't make it to the carousel.
What?
So
who grabbed
It's
it?
like presumably it's in LAX somewhere. Like,
Caleb,
it's
all you have to
Oh,
do-
Oh, you mean it didn't make it like to your plane from where
Yeah.
you checked it?
Yeah. Now, like
Okay.
they technically it might have made it to the plane, but it didn't make it from the plane to the baggage carousel.
Interesting.
It's like it was sort of like when I went and reported it.
Yeah,
I
it was
like,
just still stuck in the back of a plane. Like, how do you forget an entire suitcase? That makes no sense.
It's a great question. I don't know how lots of things go missing at airports. It doesn't make any sense to me. But I was like,
Dude, I feel like
reported the bag missing.
life is about teaching Steve life lessons. You know, fold and sell in. Don't take out your phone anymore. Get your suitcase lost. Don't pack your expensive stuff in a suitcase. You know,
sometimes
check
there can be bad actors. You know,
100%.
I had a friend who moved from, I think she moved from, it was San Francisco to Savannah, and like her husband's in the army, so they have to use like the company the army says. So the whole process is always messy, and she had a box full of literally like super valuable vintage video games that don't really mean anything to most people, which I feel like is how Pokemon merchandise is to most people.
Yep.
But sometimes you might have that person that's like, I could take advantage of this though.
Yeah, especially because like, you know, it was LAX. Like everyone that has all of this Pokemon stuff is in LA, so you know he might be tangentially aware of it. But yeah, look, we'll see. I guess I feel like the rest of it might, like, I don't know how you get rid of a whole suitcase really, but I mean, to Caleb's point about life lessons, I think that I'm just supposed to be acting as an example to others. I'm the lesson. Do you don't know how many people came up to me at Worlds and was like, "Oh, like I've been thinking about LAIC," and everyone is using you as an example.
You know,
So, yeah.
someone.
The universe saw how like public facing you were, and they were like, you know what?
He's our guy.
Yeah,
this
look,
is the one.
Yeah, at least. Yeah. Anyway, at least something positive came out of it, right? For others, maybe not for you, but
Yeah. Everyone buy an AirTag.
Yeah.
No, speaking of which, I have one, but I need to buy new batteries for it. And after your incident, I really am going to speed up that process.
The greatest teacher in the world.
Yeah. Anyway, well, interesting news about Chake, and maybe the ban did go through, and if so, shout out to the Scopely devs. All right, let's talk about YouTube comments because we are at the tail end of this episode. Alessio Pucci says, as a GBL player, I'm really concerned about the return of toxic team Bastion, Wiggly, Tough, Victory Bell. Maybe this time people would prefer using Obama Snow. Sometimes it gives you an advantage when you face it because you can predict swaps and alignment, but it's such a bummer to team build knowing you will likely see it at least once per set. Well, it seems like Wigglytuff and Victory Bell are pretty much non-existent. And like I said earlier, Bastion's not as polarizing as it used to be because so much stuff as Aura Sphere. Dude, I lost the triple Shadow Dragons yesterday with the Bastion on my team. Shadow Giratina, Shadow Latios, Shadow Latias. And I'm like, bro, I forgot this thing had Aura Sphere, and they're hitting me like a truck with Aura Sphere. And even if I shield the first Aura Sphere, it don't matter because the Latias had an Aura Sphere too. Like, I was just like, this thing is, I mean, it was kind of a meme team, but it was actually my first loss in GBL at like rank 1, which is kind of crazy. But so I don't think I actually, as someone that used a lot of Bastion, I actually don't think it's as polarizing as it was. Corviknight could beat it too. like there's not a lot of things that heartbeats outside like a Talonflame. I did see a lone Ninetales yesterday, but I mean, who's really realistic running that? But so
Jai.
I think
They love Jai.
yeah. I do think Marowak though is very polarizing still, so I would still expect to see a lot of Marowak Bastion teams. Me myself saw plenty yesterday as well, as someone that might have been using that combination too. But you know, we'll talk about that later. Infant Smash says GPL is not the same as to play Pokemon series. They need to remove the blind threes altogether to not only promote people to understand Show 6, but also make people want to visit a regional and have a good place to practice for a regional. The divide between GBLers and event goers will continue to get larger if they don't. Not everyone knows or has access to things like Candle Call or Flash for everyone. With all that being said, adding play points to GBL seems odd and a weird way to bridge the gap. I would love to see a remote challenge held on Campfire Weekly for something like 5 points with no cap. Not enough points to break the system, but enough to incentivize people to play and others to get their feet wet. Players cheating is not a good enough reason to not do it. They're cheating at all levels of this game, and that's on Scopely to fix. Not everyone could go to 4+ regionals a year for a global mobile game. Those are a lot of fair points. Actually, I honestly agree with pretty much everything Infant Smash says. Also says in another comment that play avatars should wear a dunce cap sitting in a chair. Sad that all your friends can see. Reference to cheaters being caught by Caleb's rabbit hole. Wait,
If you were like Charke, for example, they should change his like avatar pose to be like
wearing a
okay,
dunce cap.
if it's Smash, right? I have a question for you. Would you rather that they have the avatar they can't change, right? Or would you have them permanently banned? I like the permanently banned one more, but I actually, I don't think Scopely will ever do this, or Pokemon Go or TPCI. But I've been playing a lot of Teamfight Tactics lately, TFT, and they actually, I can't remember if I mentioned this on a podcast or not, probably not. But I was talking to some other people, some other GoCasters about this. At their Worlds, like in March or whatever, or it was like their Worlds or international event, there was some player suspected of win trading. It's like a single player. It's like a free for all game, right? It's like lobbies of 8, but everyone's playing for themselves, and the higher placement you get, the more points you get, stuff like that. And so it was going into that final lobby. This guy was accused of win trading. It was so bad that the commentators on X were complaining about how the lack of punishment was appalling. Right, like Necra, right? The Go caster, she also is a really great TFT caster. Even she was complaining about. I was like, whoa, like that must be big. Like I don't think she would have done that for Pokemon, but like also like I don't think Pokemon would have let it get to this point. But imagine like at Worlds, right? After day 2, going to Grand Finals, like someone was cheating, like one of the players going to Grand Finals. Obviously, part of my abuse boy wasn't, but I'm just using it as an example. And it was so egregious that one, the Pokemon company didn't address it, and they're still going to go to day 3 as planned. And 2, the casters for the game are publicly saying that this player should be held accountable because of how bad it is, and it's such a shame that it's that's how bad it was, right? And essentially what happened was that it was a Chinese player from Teamfight Tactics that was win trading, and they were win trading for another Chinese player, right? So every time they're about to face another Chinese player, they would like purposely not do anything with their board, like not like set it up. Imagine like just stop tapping completely or not using a single shield for no reason, right? In GBL would be kind of a good example of this. And apparently, because the parent company of Riot, who makes Teamfight Tactics, is Tencent, that's based in China, apparently Tencent had footage of the players cheating or that win trader, and they didn't send it to Riot, who was making the ruling on it, like purposefully. I don't know, like so to protect their Chinese players, right? Which is kind of wild. And then so like a week or 2 later, they finally got the footage, and then the devs or the ruling team literally made a video talking about the whole situation, how they didn't have the footage to make the ruling properly, which is why they didn't give them a ban or any punishment. But then after reviewing the footage after the tournament took place, they realized it, and they retroactively banned the player and I guess the players he might have been helping or whatever. And they even showed camera footage of the guy, like him actually cheating, like footage in this video. Dude, that would be amazing if Scopely did something like that, where you see Chake just constantly queuing up into his alts, right, and whatever. They probably wouldn't provide that footage, right? But like, if you see the footage from this tournament, you see the Chinese player. He's literally just sitting there, like he claimed that he got nervous, right, playing on the big stage. You could just see him sitting there, not even touching his mouse, not doing anything, right? When it was like for like 30 seconds, it's like that ain't nerves, right? You clearly are throwing on purpose.
I really don't, like you said, I really don't think Pokemon would ever let it get to that point.
I don't think so.
They're very careful about their image already.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine a world in which they were like, no,
But I think I get it. I get it from Riot's side in the sense that if they didn't actually get footage to make the ruling, and their overlords are like, hey, you got to make this ruling now before the tournament to continue. Yeah. You got to do something. So there's like, well, we don't have enough evidence, even though it looks sus, right? Like, we don't have any proof, even though the proof is held by our parent company, right? But yeah, that was kind of a mess. But it was interesting. And obviously, I don't think any of the cast was got in trouble for writing about it. I think they were in it right, because I guess it was really egregious. I didn't watch the event. I just saw like the aftermath. But I think something like that would be super cool. Anyway, really, really went on a sidetrack there. But yeah, thanks for all the comments, Info Smash. Deborah says, no prize for me? TBH, I don't even remember Caleb mispronouncing my name or not. If he did, he definitely wasn't the first to do so.
Thanks, Deborah.
Yeah, thanks, Deborah. Maybe actually, what we can do is maybe we'll give you a prize next year at Worlds, and for winning this year. Maybe she'll win both. Maybe she'll win next year's prize too.
Battle Cat sticker.
Yeah, something. You did get one yourself.
I did, yeah. I put all the stickers, like all the special stickers I got. I actually got like they had a little autograph book that they were giving away over by the content creator section or whatever.
You didn't even get my signature in it.
I was busy during
I was just messy. Yeah. I did have a meet and greet, and there were like autograph books, and we're like signing signature stuff. It was me, Speed, Chief, Wholesome, and Inadequate.
Yeah. I remember seeing that.
Steve came for the meet and greet.
I did. I met.
That's a true fan right there.
Oh, I remember what I was doing. That was when my demo was.
Yeah.
No, I'm really not even like
I remember we were talking about going and
she wanted to come.
I honestly thought that no one was going to show, but I mean, they weren't just for me, right? Like some people wanted to just be like Martine or Wholesome or Speedy, right? So it's like our combined fans. But our meet and greet was supposed to be only like an hour, and we went like an hour and a half. We had like cut the line off. It was super. It was
really that many people.
Yeah, surprising. There was a good chunk, and I mean, we like chatted with them for a little bit too, right? Like we chat with them, we'll sign, take a photo, stuff like that. Dude, one of the super small world, but a couple came up, right? It was a husband and wife, and they're like similar. They look similar to my age. And she goes up to me. She's like, "Hey, like, so the husband watches regionals, right? And like, big fan of the games and stuff, and probably GBLs a lot. Maybe even listens to this podcast. I'm actually not sure. He might have said it. I don't remember. But anyway, and he's like, "Oh, big fan." And then his wife's like, "Oh, it's so nice to like meet all the people I hear like the voices of in my living room every weekend, right? Because we're all casters and stuff." And then she was like, "Also, Caleb, I don't know if you know this." But one of my childhood friends is, you probably know. And she said her name. I was like, oh, yeah, I went to college with this person. And I worked with her as well for a couple years, too. And like we've like partied together and everything like that. So I haven't seen her in a while, right? But it was at my previous job. And we all went to the same college. I was like, oh, yeah, I know who she is, too. And so I was like, yeah, let me take a photo. Like, can we take a photo together? And then I'll send it to her. I was like, sure. And dude, our meet and greet like liaison person that was like taking the photos for us and like bring the next visitors in or people in for the meet and greet like in line was such a goof. She was like, all right, do a prom pose. I'm like, what? I was like, I'm not going to do a prom pose with her. Like, one, that's weird for a meet and greet in general, right? Like, especially someone that I don't really know. Two, her husband's like 2 feet away. Like, what are we doing here? This is just for a mutual friend.
You do a prom pose with both of them. You hold him around his waist and he holds his wife.
No. And then like right after that, I was taking a photo with a buddy of mine, and he's like just from LA, right? So he took a photo with all the casters, and then he took one with just me. And then she's like, all right, prom post. I was like, girl, you're doing too much right now. I was like, I'm having a prom post with every single person I'm taking a single photo with. The only person I've ever done a prom post with, maybe during prom. I don't even remember if I did prom posts during prom. I think we did like a group prom post, but not like a 1v1-on-1 one.
Oh my
But
God.
the only person I've actually done a prom post to ever was actually with Polly. I don't know where those photos went, but I did a prom post with Polly in 2024.
Caleb.
Hey, I feel like his wife's chill. You know, she's yeah. Shout out to his wife who I've hung out with a few times, but she wasn't there. And of course, I was in the prom post behind, so he was like a foot taller than me.
I'm gonna have to go to the meet and greet next year to get a prom post with Caleb.
Yeah, next year I'm gonna ask for it.
Yeah.
And also, so because I didn't actually go.
As long as your
any
husband's
of the
cool with
meet and
it.
I didn't go to any of the meet and greets or anything. But they just like were giving out these books, like they were just handing them out to people walking by. So I have one.
Yeah.
So I used it to actually put in like all the special stickers and everything that I got. So the Battle Cats one is on page 1.
Nice. All right. Okay, and then final comment from Boardstiff. It's Beelzeboy. It's spelled the way it is because it is wordplay on Beelzebub, otherwise known as Christian religions as Satan. However, the history extends back further into more ancient religions. Known in demonology as one of the 7 princes of hell, representing gluttony and envy, Beelzebub is often referred to as the Lord of the Flies. Given how Beelzeboy piloted his Galarian Moltres to victory in the final, maybe he should be known as Lord of the Flyers. Dude, this whole comment was such a roller coaster. I'm like, all right, phonetic spelling, all right. It's spelled this way because the wordplay on this, all right, what's this? Oh, it's actually Satan. Actually, also known in demonology as one of the 7 princes of hell.
Yep.
Also known as the Lord of Flies. And Beelzebub should be known as the Lord of Flies. There's so much. This is honestly one of my favorite comments that I've ever read.
Everything about that.
I feel like I'm like in a fugue state right now reading it. Honestly, if Boardstiff's source was just trust me, bro, and there's no accuracy to this at all, that's even more amazing. But I'm sure there probably is
accurate. Yeah.
No, that is entirely accurate. Yeah.
Wait, how do you all know that's the origin of what he was going for?
I was raised Catholic, so
I don't know. I just know.
No, but how do we know that's what Beelzebub was going for?
Oh no, I mean we don't.
Universe that he goes for like Beelzebub.
I don't. Yeah,
Beelzebub.
I don't think there's any universe in which that is a coincidence.
If Beelzebub listen to this, or Scroll Trapper, or someone that could forward the message to him, can someone ask if that's the case or not? Because there's
just no way.
That's a super niche
much money
reference
on it, not being a coincidence.
Interesting.
No way that's not a coincidence.
The Satan of Pokemon Go himself.
Caleb, are you taking this bet?
No, I didn't even make him out no bet on this. You think I know much about Beelzebub, Lord of Flies?
I'd
No.
take that one.
I read the Lord of Flies, but it was a very different context here. So,
yeah, there was no little Indian kid winning world championships at all.
No, there were a lot of kids in that book, though, and I won't spoil the ending. But
oh my God.
Anyway,
this.
What a final comment to end on. So anyway, that's going to do it for us. I don't think did anyone have any final words?
Yeah, can we go over the events again? I missed it.
Oh
you could catch it in the VOD.
You can do that on Good Day Battlers.
Yeah. Wait, but you all don't record like throughout the full year, right? It's mostly just leading up to Worlds.
Yeah.
No, we did the whole year.
You did the weekly? I remember you used
and stuff.
No, they do like every 2 to 3 weeks usually. I feel like.
Yeah, every couple weeks we do something.
Just feels like whenever you feel like it.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
it's crazy because you guys are in the same time zone and you record less than.
I think you're not in the same time zone, right?
No,
but like similar time zone.
Yeah. I mean, look, again, we focus on Australia. There's not as much to talk about. It's chill. We aren't talking about events.
Yeah.
We've got time.
Well, now you need to.
Yeah. Well, now there's stuff to talk about, I guess.
Yeah. So, yeah. Anyway. Okay. So that being said, that's going to do it for us. And best of luck on your season of Go Battle League. Bring your Togekiss counters. and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.
Bye.